Hey there, fans of the Survivor Super Fun Time Show. This is Kevin from the Super Fun Time Show. And as you know, the Survivor finale is about to hit. Survivor finale part 2 is about to go down. And I got to tell you, ever since part 1, I've been thinking a lot differently about how I believe this season is finally going to end. Who is ultimately going to be the one to wear the Survivor 47 bat-themed crown that they'll probably get based on Jeff Probst's likes of the past? Who's going to win this one? We'll talk about it in a hot second. But first, remember to hit the subscribe button to be a member of this channel. I greatly appreciate it. The bigger the community, that means the more I make videos and the more I yap about Survivor with you, which gets really, really exciting. Also, forgive me, my hair looks a little funky today, but I'm kind of going with it. But getting into the preview for Survivor 47's Final Four. The 4 people, many of them I actually thought would make it to the end. The only one who's really missing is Andy. But Andy got pretty close. Sue, I thought was an easy person to drag to the end. Teeny, I thought was going to get there, but was going to be a little more dominant. Rachel, I did not feel that way about, although I think they have all the abilities to get to the end. And Sam, he was the kind of guy who I was like, he's got every ability to get to the end, but he's probably going to get clipped early. Not the case, obviously. We have, pretty much half the people I thought would be there, and the other half, I thought they would be too good to get there, truthfully. So it was a pleasant surprise for me as a big fan. I think it's fun to take a moment before we get too caught up in the actual finale itself and say, who do we think is going to walk away with the win? Basically, I'm using this video so that we can have an opportunity and I can plant my flag as officially saying what I think is going to happen in the finale. It can go a lot of different ways. And I'll tell you as a heads up, I think there's only 2 people who can win this game. I've talked to Survivor Castaways about this, and I've heard from some on like different podcasts, and there's been a lot of opinions I disagree with on a pretty giant level. And I think that realistically, the only people who can win are Sam and Rachel. I don't think Sue has any chance. I don't think Teeny has a chance either. And I'll go into all these different scenarios, but ultimately, I think whether fire's involved or not, Sam and Rachel are the only game in town. And typically the order I'd put them in is Rachel number 1, Sam number 2. But truthfully, I'm not even sure that's the case. I think Rachel has an overrated game by fans. It's a good game. It's a very good game. It's a winning game. But I still think it's overrated because I think going into it, people are like, yeah, it's Rachel's game to lose. If for some reason she does lose, she's robbed. It is snatched right from under her. I hope you people feel the same way about Marianne and Mike Turner, because Mike Turner had 42 until that final tribal came around. I don't want to hear anyone tell me that Marianne was the favorite going to that final tribal. She was not. Okay, she was not. In this tribal, I don't necessarily think that that's the case with Rachel. Maybe not. All right, here's what I think what will happen. This is my definitive prediction layout. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And myself, I have not been spoiled by Rome. Now, with that said, my pure, undriven snow, unspoiled heart, this is how I see the Final Four working out. I think Final Four, they got to have the challenge. I think for the first time this season, Sam wins immunity. I have felt really good about Sam in these challenges. Obviously, I haven't felt too great lately because he's not winning any of them. It looks like he was sick for 1 or 2 of them, but, how could anyone possibly know that at home? I think he finally wins it. And the reason why I think he wins it is, put it simply, I think Sam is him, right? I think he goes to a challenge if there's something that he needs, when everything's on the line. I know he needed a few prior to this, but when everything's on the line, I think Sam is going to pull it out. I think he's going to win that stupid bat necklace. And he is going to walk back to camp, and he's going to hear everyone pitch themselves as to why they need to go into fire. I think Rachel's just going to start making fire right away. They're going to hype up that she's the best. Maybe we'll get the shot of the fire in her glasses. That's a pretty typical shot, like we saw it in Carson's glasses in the past. We saw it in Liz Wilcox's glasses in 46. And then the question is, who's going up against them? Teeny is going to talk themselves out of making fire. I don't think Teeny wants to make fire. I think Sue is very into the idea of making fire. I think Sue's going to be working hard, and we're going to see her grinding it out. She's like, I've worked hard my whole life, my whole 45 years of life, and I'm going to be like hitting that striker the whole time, and I'm ready to take her out. But meanwhile, the editor is going to be hyping up Rachel and how she's the best at fire in the game. Then you go to tribal council, and Sam makes his decision. Says, Rachel, you're going to be going to fire. And then Sam says, Teeny, you're going to the final 3. And he says, Sue, you're going to the final 3 too, because I'm giving you the necklace and I'm going to take out Rachel. He doesn't scream it like that, but you know what I mean. You know what the sentiment is. He puts the necklace on Sue and he says, I will be making fire against Rachel Lamont tonight. Gets in there, starts making fire. He's panicking a little bit. And then eventually, after back and forth, a lot of touchy editing and maybe some matches. His flame ignites, everyone on the jury freaks out, and he beats Rachel. The rope snaps, and Sam has defeated Rachel. Finally, from the days in Gata, he finally got her. The third time he will blindside Rachel in this game, and this time it will be for all the marbles. Rachel goes to the jury, then you have Sam, you have Teeny, and you have Sue in the final three. It's poetic in many ways because you have a Gata, a Tuku, and a Lavo right at the end, which I love, I appreciate. But when you're thinking about their pitches, when these questions are asked, they're going to say, hey, what did you do to win the game? What did you do to impact the game? I can come up with a couple answers for Sam. I can come up with one or two for Teeny. And Teeny's really good at the jury. The reason why I actually admire the way Teeny speaks is she talks a lot with her hands, kind of like I do. So I actually think Teeny will be really good for the jury at the end. I think Sue won't really have an answer for a lot of these big questions. She's not an orator. I don't think she's going to be able to respond very well. I don't think she adjusts super easy. And I think it's just, her youth at play is really the big issue there. Ultimately, she's not going to be able to navigate the jury as well as a Teeny, but definitely not as well as Sam. Sam has natural charm, and he has a likability, and he knows when to be humble in his answers, which is really important. To win the jury and win over the jury, it's super important, and I think Sam is going to do that. So if I had to guess, it'll be Rachel out by fire because of Sam, although my alternate is Sue going to fire against Rachel. That's just my pick. And then, of course, Teeny is taken to the finals, and the eventual winner is going to be Sam. Now, if it lays out exactly how I put it, Sam may sweep the jury. Genuinely, Sam may win 8-0 if that happens. So I am looking forward to it. I mean, maybe it'll be 7-1 because Caroline really likes Sue, but, Caroline's also a big gamer. So I don't think Sue's going to get many votes, but you never know. Now, the good thing about my prediction is it is something that I think realistically could and may happen, but also it's exactly what I want to happen. I want Sam to get in there and I want him to do the Chris Underwood. I want him to take off that immunity necklace. I want him to pop it on Sue and get in there and basically say, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. I'm it. This is my season. This is no one else's season. I've had my ups. I've had my serious downs. And ultimately, I'm going to be responsible for my success in this game. And that's what Sam has been. Beginning to end, just like Rachel. Just like Rachel. I want to say that real quick. Just like Rachel. Sam has taken every opportunity he's had in order to get ahead. Some of those opportunities went Rachel's way. And that's no one's fault. It's luck. They threw their hat in the ring. Like, for example, when Rachel got her blocker vote, Sam put his hand in the bag, and so did Genevieve. Unfortunately, Rachel was the one who ended up getting the opportunity, but Sam put his hand in there. When Saul was going to be voted out, and everyone was just saying it's a foregone conclusion, including Rachel told Sam that it was happening, Sam said, I'm not just going to take this. I'm going to try to flip the game upside down. And he went and he tried. It didn't work out, but he tried. And remember, Sam knows when to hold him and when to fold him. He's 8 for 8 in his voting record. So has everything gone his way? Absolutely not. However, he seems to have a good read on everything going on, and I think he is plenty likable. So my official winner pick for Survivor 47, only 2 days away from the finale, is Sam Fallon, the guy that I said could be an alpha douchebag to start the season. Oh, you are an alpha, you are awesome, but you are no douchebag, sir. And I hope I can call you the winner of Survivor 47 by the end of the night. And you know what? If Rachel wins the game, Rachel will be an awesome winner. Rachel is an incredible player. I love Rachel a whole lot. Sue, I would feel not super great about that, but Sue is a very nice lady, so hooray, Sue. Teeny, long shot, I would be really surprised by that, but I think, considering Survivor 46, like Kenzie won by being largely a social player who was really in the know. I mean, I think Teeny has a shot. I just don't think it's a great shot because Teeny seemed to be a little more out of the loop than Kenzie ever was. So I think it's possible, just not super duper likely. So hopefully we avoid all that, and Sam is the winner of Survivor 47. The Super Fun Time Show has officially endorsed Sam to win this game. Who are you endorsing to win the game? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I would love to hear who you want to win Survivor 47. Also, check out the other video on my channel where I do a rites of passage, which is an old school Survivor thing. It's really emotional. You'll probably cry during it. It's that good, and I made it, so definitely it's great. It's even better than it would have been if someone else made it. But that's going to do it. Hope you have an amazing day, everyone. You take care, and goodbye.